Hi everyone, I'm Lori McGraw with the Resource Rundown. So as we're getting started into the school year, we're finding we have to have digital documents that we can use with our students. Some schools are fully online, some schools are in an A-B schedule where half their students come on one day and the other half come on another day, and we're needing to be able to create documents or use documents digitally to get our information and get our resources out to students. Well, how do we do that? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I've used Google Docs and used tables to create graphic organizers, as well as how to convert a document from a PDF to a Google Doc, and also use Google Slides to create digital assignments. Before we get started, make sure you remember to subscribe down below and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything I have coming up. And we're going to get started right now. Creating digital documents for some is a very simple process, and for others it can be something that's very overwhelming and they're needing that extra help and push and just that quick assurance that this isn't complicated and you can do it. And I'm telling you right now, it's not complicated and you can do it. We're going to start with using tables in Google Docs. Okay, so let's start with, let's say you have a graphic organizer that looks like this. Well, how can you make this an editable document? Because this is a PDF. What are you going to do? Graphic organizers are very easy just to create a table on your own. So rather than trying to just upload it and go through converting and all of that, which can be messy sometimes, you can just create a table. So how we're going to do that is we're going to come over to a document. And in this document, we're going to insert table. And we're going to, if we go back and look at our graphic organizer, we can see that we have one full one here, and we have individuals here, and a box here, here, box here, and here. So in essence, we have two columns, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So when we create this, we'll come back. When we insert our table, we need to go, we have 2 columns and 5 rows, and it pops it in there just like that. So then you're going to say, okay, well, we need to make this one all one. So you highlight it, you right click in it, and you're going to merge the cells. Okay, so then we're like, okay, these boxes over here are smaller, so we're going to bring them down so that they're a little bit smaller. So we just take this line and drag it over. And then our bottom one, right, that was merged as well. So we're going to merge those cells. Now you can enter in your information. So you could come back here, you could use this exact information if you wanted to, and you just put it inside your box. So you would say topic sentence, and it said idea 1, and then details and evidence, right? So idea 1, and then details and evidence. Okay, so you can make these bigger just by entering in, so maybe they look a little bit more pleasing to you, and you just continue from there. And there you have your graphic organizer. It doesn't look as pretty. There are things you could do to make it look pretty if you want to, but this is the simple, right? This is how you can come in and make it simple. So creating that graphic organizer took me a couple of minutes. It really wasn't that big of a deal. And now it's a graphic organizer that you can use over and over and over again. What if you have something that's a little bit more complicated and it would take you a lot more time to convert over? So that's when you can go in and you can convert them right within your Google Drive. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So now let's say you have a PDF and you want to convert it to a Google Doc. So we'll open up this PDF here. So you have it open from your drive and you can see it's in this window. You're going to come up here to where it says open with, click the drop down and select Google Docs. and it's going to convert it over to a Google document. Now, some of your formatting is not going to look right, so you are going to have to go in and adjust some of this to make it look right. So you can go back and say, okay, where do I need to make this fit? And you just come back to your document and make the conversions that you need to make so that it fits and looks the way you want it to. Okay, so you just keep going. You can see this is off, so you might make adjustments here. You might want to tab this one in here and add extra space. So it's really kind of up to you on how you want to edit it and what you want it to look like. But this is where you can come in and make those fixes for yourself. So it's not perfect, but it is something that you can do. You just have to know that not everything's going to convert over easily when you convert from a PDF to a Google document, and that you're going to have to go in and make adjustments, but that it can be done. So now let's talk about using Google Slides. Google Slides can make things really interesting and helpful for you and for your students, creating lessons that they can use manipulatives within. This would work really well for classifying information or even for practice within math. Okay, so now I've pulled up this math assignment and I'm going to take a screenshot of this assignment. And now that I've screenshotted it, I'm going to go into my files and I'm going to find that screenshot and open it into my images. So this is where I can crop it. And so I'm going to hit crop, and then I'm going to shrink this down and turn this in to the document that I want to be able to use. So I want to just use this part of it that I'm going to put into my slide. So I'm going to shrink it all the way down till it looks just like I want it to. So right about there, that looks good. And I'm going to save it. So now, once I've saved it, this is what it looks like. So now I've got this slide presentation. Okay, so now I'm in slides, and I'm going to clear this out because I don't want to see, I like to start with a fresh start, a clean slate, I should say. So I have a blank slide. So I'm going to come up here to background, and I'm going to choose image. I'm going to browse. I'm going to go to my pictures, my screenshots, find the one that I updated, and I'm going to open. And it's going to put that image that I took from a math worksheet into this Google Slides. So now, as you can see, I did inequalities. So I'm going to find a shape to insert. And you can see that because I used it as a background, I'm clicking on it and I can't manipulate it. So now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to insert, I'm going to do shapes, and I'm going to find the shape that I want. And I want to use the little Pac-Man. There's different shapes you can use, but I want to use the little Pac-Man. And I'm going to put my little Pac-Man right about there. And I'm going to straighten him out. Okay, and I'm going to put them up maybe a little bit more. And then I'm going to fill it. So I'm going to go to my fill color, which is right here, and I'm going to fill it with a color. Whatever color you want to use, I'm just going to use red. Okay, so now I have my little Pac-Man, okay, and I'm going to need a total of 6, right? So I have 1, so I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste, and then I'm going to just put it right on top of the other one, and then I'm going to paste again. So that's 3. I'm going to do that again until I have 6. Okay, I think that's 6. But now what I've done is I've created a situation here where the students can come up, they can click on it, and they can move it to wherever it is that they want to place it. Okay, so we're going to say that maybe that's where they want to put it there, and maybe they want to put this one here. And I forgot we wanted to account for some that are going to be turned the other way. So maybe we want a couple of these down here, that are turned the other way for kids. And then you assign this to them, they can drag and drop these wherever they want to put them, and voila, you have a worksheet that they can go in and they can turn in once they've completed it for you to score. Now, you're not going to want to do a full document in a slide. It just doesn't fit well, but you can cut a section out of it that you want to use and then put that into your slide. So there's multiple ways you could utilize something like this, and you could create a table within a slide and create a way for them to categorize. Maybe you're wanting to categorize rocks, or maybe you're wanting to categorize types of triangles, but you could create 3 boxes, find the triangles in those shapes, or put the labels in a text box and put the rock names in the text boxes, something, whatever it is that you want to do, and then they can manipulate those and put them where you want them within your table. So there's so many different ways you could possibly do this with your students. Hopefully I've given you some ideas and made things a little bit more simple for you. And many of you out there have done a lot of interesting and creative things with slides or with docs. So if you have a really great way you've used slides or docs in your classroom, please leave a comment describing it down below, letting others know so that they can learn from you. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything I have coming up. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.